Alright guys, welcome back to League for Dark Matter and Remedy. We're in round 3 this time. We got the Luca Goers going against the Ronso Fangs. We are taking on the Guado Glories, and the Kill Beasts are taking on the Al Bed Sykes. So we've done a really good job so far of getting experience, leveling up, all that stuff. You know, we're just trying to continue it, right? No big deal. And I think I kind of skipped over it really quickly, but I believe Noy Guado right now is level 78. We got a ton of experience in the last game. I think one half we even got like 60 to 70 experience. It was nutty. So we're just continuing that, of course. We're just trying to get him more experience, level ups. And then in the next league, we're going to be focusing more on shots and stuff like that. Obviously, we're still going to go for goals and things like that in this league. But we're going to be more focused on Noy Guado and getting him up to snuff. He's been behind for so long. It's been crazy, actually. He's been behind for, I want to say, since the series inception. No, he's been, like, in one point or the other, he's been under-leveled for hundreds of games. But now we want to kind of bring him into the fold a little bit more and give him a little bit more experience. And then ideally, once he gets, like, level 90-something, we'll move him into the goal. I'm not really sure what level yet, probably like 95. I think that makes the most amount of sense. But yeah, once we get him up there, then we'll put him back in the goal. Or I guess put him back in the goal permanently, I should say. And then continue with our journey to 99. We've still got quite a few videos left, I think. It seems like we're pretty far, but I think we do still have quite a bit to go through. Obviously, we have Guado going for the invisible shot. Once we get too much pressure on Noy, we just kind of have to pull back and just let Zazzy score, and then we kind of reset and all that stuff. If we don't do that, then I mean, we're just out of luck. Like, there's not much we can do. So yeah, Linda pushing left side here. She is going to probably kind of, make it through. Because since Guado is such a low threat when it comes to those encounters. He's got 11 attack. It's never going to be an issue where he steals the ball away. If you pass or shoot, maybe he has enough block. But I think we've kind of reached a point now where the block of our players is really good, especially our forwards. But it's not necessarily completely shut you down good. Because before it could be. Before we were having some situations where our forwards had really good block. And through that, they were able to block players off from even, taking actions. But we're kind of balancing out here. I think that's actually a really big thing that happens throughout, like, kind of the journey of Blitzball to, like, level 99 now, is everyone pretty much balances out. There's quite a few teams that have really good stats in certain areas, but as you go through, as you play more games, you kind of all balance out to a degree, and then there's still standouts, there's still really good players, but it's not such a absolutely shut you down scenario. I was even talking about this, I think, last video about the Ronso Fangs, where their endurance is kind of like a shut you out, get away from me type of, I don't know what you'd call it. You wouldn't call it like an ability, but a trait. Like, that is a trait of the team. Like, their endurance is super, super good, and it's really hard to steal the ball away from them. But as you get to the end of the, leveling up for Blitzball, you kind of see, like, oh, I guess it's not really a thing that they do anymore. They're still pretty good, they still have good endurance, but it's no longer something where no one can steal the ball away from them. So it's the balancing out that occurs. So that's definitely a big feature of Blitzball as you play through. Yeah. Certain things don't change. Guado keep their speed, but speed's a weird stat because it's by far one of, if not the most powerful stats in the game, and you never really see anyone, well, I shouldn't say this, you don't see a whole lot of players boost up and become really quick, sorry, not really quickly. You see a few, but not a whole lot. Like, you think about an entire team like the Ronso Fangs, they balance out, but you don't really see the entire team become quicker. Yeah, it looks like we get a little bit of experience for Ada and Noy. Ada level 87, more attack, block, endurance, HP. Noy Guado level 79 with more shoot, endurance, and HP. So that's good to see. Making good progress. I think the one thing that would actually like break speed as a stat from being so strong is if there was like a removal of techniques. Like at that point it doesn't really matter, but I think one of the biggest reasons speed is really strong, which is not the only reason, but one of the biggest ones is because what I can do is I can isolate players and then sleep them by using that pass 3 or 2, and then I can just keep on doing that over and over and over and over. And then I know the argument to that is like, why don't you just nerf Nat Pass? But then another strength of speed is you can just, you know, isolate players and then pass across the field, and then that's game. That's like, it's gonna make it to the player, and since everyone was chasing you, they're not gonna block your forward that you were, you know, kind of freeing from defense. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely a bit of like AI manipulation you can do. So it's definitely something that they would have to fix if they want to really balance out Blitzball. Like I've said before though, like Blitzball, I mean, it's kind of like, it's a small mini game in a much larger game. And I think they did really well for like what they had in terms of, if this isn't a fully released like game, this isn't like, you don't play Final Fantasy and then you go to the main menu and it says assemble your Blitzball team. Like it's a very, very good mini game, bordering on an entire game for itself, you know. And you can't say that about all the Final Fantasy mini games or mini games in all series, because some of them are just, you know, they're very small, repetitive tasks. They don't really, you know, amount to much. But I think Blitzball has quite a bit of depth for being such a minor side note in the game, I guess I'd say. I mean, you got to think about it, how many hours I've even done on Blitzball, and it's all new. Like it's all going through different players. Like that's insane that you could even have that much different variety in the small mini game that this is. Yeah, I am interested if they'll ever like release Blitzball anywhere else. I mean, I know they did Chocobo Racing a bunch. I think they did. I think they had like individual games for that. And I know they had like some mobile stuff, but mobile's a little bit weird. I don't think I'd want. This is maybe sacrilegious here, but I don't know if I'd record a mobile Blitzball game. Like I'd play it because I would be curious. But I feel like if they were to make like a mobile Blitzball game, it wouldn't be as fun. And the main thing I'd point to is not like, ew, it's mobile, gross. Is a lot of mobile games fall into the trap of like microtransactions or small like progress that like is dictated by you playing daily. Like it's not like really a game so much as it is like log in every day and get your bonus. And it's like, I don't really want to. I don't know, I'm not about that. I think best implementation for a Blitzball game would be Final Fantasy XIV. If they somehow made Blitzball a mini game in that game. That'd be so difficult though, because you gotta think about like from the story and theme of like Final Fantasy XIV. I love Blitzball, but I think it makes sense that like triple triads in the game. Like that makes sense to me because like, oh, it's a card game. Like maybe someone like was like, oh hey, let's play this card game. But it's harder to explain away like, oh hey, we make this giant sphere pool and then we all have a bunch of players and we like I don't know how they would explain it story. What is it not moving? It's not moving. He's just given up. But yeah, it's harder to describe away, and you don't even necessarily have to. You could be like, you know, travelers from afar, you know, like told us about this game they came across. I don't know, it'd just be cool. I don't know how you'd implement it though. Well, what would that look like? I think it would most likely be Final Fantasy X-2 Blitzball, because that would be easier to implement, you know. But I would very much rather have it be Final Fantasy X Blitzball. We'll see. It'd be interesting. But looks like we end the game. A little bit of experience for them. A lot of experience for us. It's actually crazy. A lot of experience. Wow. 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 That's good. That's very good. Looks like Kulikin's contract with the Ronso Fangs expired. She's gone, actually. So Shu's now in the Ronso Fangs. We're going to see Mep's contract with Gilka Beast expire. He is staying for 33 games. I don't love that. Looks like Zamzi Bronso's contract with Gilka Beast expired. He is also staying. So Luca Goers win their game 4-2. We win ours 3-0. And the Albed Sykes win theirs 2-0. Not too bad. Alright, well thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And when you come back, we're going to be playing more Blitzball. Until next time.